Hello, friends, and welcome to another exciting episode of Snap Judgments, the official podcast of Marvel Snap Zone. Today, I am joined not by Roy, you can tell because I'm the one who spoke first. We're joined by GunnyT. How you doing, GunnyT, where the T stands for Thanksgiving?
Oh man, I am so full right now. We had, family, friends over with all the fixins, all the helpings, all the desserts, and of course I overate. So I'm feeling a little full, but other than that, feeling pretty darn good. How about yourself, Glazer?
I had a pretty good day. I ate plenty. My stepsister cooked instead of my stepmother, who managed to get food poisoning, unfortunately.
Oh
So
no.
it was a different Thanksgiving meal, but still a very, very good meal. Had a good time. Hung out with my son all day. My wife is once more away for just a day this time. I guess a day and a half. So I hung out with him, came home, got a podcast to do, got some content to make. Excited for the evening and weekend.
Yeah. Well, we have two other guests here that I am thankful for. Let's bring back our returning guest multiple times now. Ika, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. That's what I'm thankful for, is being here.
Also, not American, so didn't celebrate anything today.
Did not. But I am also thankful for having you here, Ika. And if our loyal listeners wanted to become your loyal followers, where could they find you at?
You can find me on Twitch at Ika_MTS or on Twitter X at Ikas_show. I also have Blue Sky now.
Ooh,
so you can find me on that. Just go on my Twitter and then go to Blue Sky.
Cool.
We also have a brand new guest, a new Marvel Snap creator who I'm very, very fond of. It is RockDaBby. How you doing, Rock?
I'm very well. Yourself?
Doing good.
Good. It was a great Thanksgiving over here. We had a great time. Super happy to be on the show. Ready to talk about some Snap. Get into it.
Yeah.
And as quickly before we get into it, how could our loyal viewers find you?
Right now I'm on Twitch. I'm just starting out there. Twitch at RockDaBby. And I have a Blue Sky account as well, RockDaBabyBlueSky.social. And I have a couple things on Reddit, a couple of posts I have on there as well.
And just so you know, it's DA and baby is BBY, just so you know when you go find him. And if you'd like to find us, absolutely, you'll hopefully see a nice spike right after this.
I would love it. It would be awesome.
My device hiccups. Can y'all still hear me okay?
Yep, you're good.
Yep.
All right, sorry about that. Whole computer just went black and then turned back on. That was fun. All right, in the meantime, if you would like to find us, the main way to do so is Snap Judgments Pod on YouTube, where you can find a video every single day. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/snapjudgments. And notably, for the low price of $2 a month, you can enter all of our tournaments. Gunny, where the T actually stands for tournaments, what can you tell us about those?
All right, so we have a really cool tournament coming up soon. With we're going to be teaming up with the Brookland teams, centered around Super Tech God doing his awesome things up in Brookland. But they are going to be doing a live event. What day is that again, Glazer?
December 22nd.
December 22nd. We're going to be hosting a tournament, date to be finalized, but we're going to be hosting a tournament soon where the winner from that tournament will then play the winner from the Brookland tournament live. So like the live winner there will play online versus the internet winner from the Snap Judgments League tournament that we're going to be doing. So be looking out for that information. It's going to be really cool. We've got some exciting ways we're thinking about how to do the prize payout. So it'll be really fun. And I think it's just a really neat way to tie in the internet community into a live event. And it's going to be so cool. Other than that, we'll be kicking off our next season of Snap Judgments League in early January. So stay tuned. Didn't really want to kick anything off through the holidays here and try to, get people together for their league matches while they're traveling around and doing stuff. So taking a little bit of a break and doing a different kind of tournament in December to still give that tournament vibe out to our members.
Cool. I guess I have one more thing to announce. I fairly regularly Twitch stream now. Sometimes I stream actual playing Marvel Snap. Sometimes I just talk a lot I want to do. So if you are interested in checking out a Twitch stream with me, it's Pulse Glazer over on Twitch. All right. We are on to the new card of the week. It is Gorr the God Butcher. Gunny, can you tell us about Gorr?
Gorr is a Series 5 card, just like everything else that comes out for 6,000 tokens, and it's an ongoing, plus 2 power for each on-reveal card in play. So it's a 6 cost, -1, and its power can scale through the moon if there's a ton of on-reveals on the board, or you can play it yourself where you're just generating those on-reveals where it won't go absolutely bonkers, but still going to get pretty high. What have you gentlemen seen from Gorr so far? Starting with you, Ika.
Okay, so initially, I didn't think this was that strong, but I think this is going to be a mainstay in the meta for now. It's looking like every deck that wants to do a 6-drop or even a 5-drop if you're running Ravonna, I think this is the card to go to now. I think Red Hulk is kind of, that's it. Bye bye Red Hulk. There's absolutely no reason to run that card anymore. So yeah, initially I thought it was like, okay, yeah, it's fine, but now it's more I play it, it's looking like this is a thing to watch out for, and always be calculating for when you're playing against any deck. Remember that. Count how many on reveals are on the board, folks.
And
More
then
math that we need to do.
Multiply by 2, subtract 1.
Right.
RockDaBby, what do you think about this card?
I think the card's very strong. I've been seeing it a lot in the Mr. Negative deck a lot. I've been countering it myself with Super Scroll, which has been great. It's been super strong. But that's pretty much where I'm seeing it in my meta. But I've really been playing a lot of the Deadpool's Diner, trying to catch up. Got the King of Tree yesterday, so that was nice. But yeah, he seems like a very strong card, ready to take over the next big 6-drop. If there was a big bad, it'd be that one, right? I'd say that's my thoughts on him. He's a big boy, strong, very like he said, to count the cards and make sure you're keeping track of it, because he can get very big. It's hard to see where they're gonna put them to. You don't know where they're gonna put the cards, so that's why I'm liking Super Scroll. Just set them and forget them.
Yeah, Super Scroll sounds awesome with it, or like against it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I unfortunately don't have a whole lot of experience with Gorr. I've flown. If any of y'all don't know, I'm an active duty Marine, and I work at the schoolhouse now as I'm transitioning my way out of the Marine Corps. And I am short on instructors right now, so I am filling in that gap. I've flown the last 6 days at work, which means it eats up my entire day. So I don't actually have a whole lot of experience with Gorr. But I have a question for you. With it being able to be very big, obviously can get countered by Shang-Chi. It also get countered by Enchantress. Have you seen any Enchantress counterplay on this?
I've seen Enchantress. Sorry. I've seen Enchantress once in the past month. It beat me.
Yeah. I'm wondering if Enchantress Stonks goes up. Because now you got some pretty big hits, right? We got Ajax that you can hit. You got Gorr you can hit. There's a couple of good cards that are just really easily hit there. There's been a lot of Iron Man around lately. I wonder if Enchantress needs to make a comeback.
I think more people are still going the rogue route because Enchantress is a killer, but rogue is a lane winner, right? Like if you can rogue that, you don't need to worry about. Obviously, there's risks. Smart players will put other ongoings with their big ongoings. Take the 50-50 or 1 in 3 or whatever it is. But it's worth to take the risk playing rogue, because there's a lot more, taking someone's Luke Cage, with a rogue. Enchantress nullifies it, but rogue can completely win you that game.
Yeah, true. Very true. What about you, Aaron? What's your experience with Gorr so far?
It's fine. It's not a me card. I don't like it in bounce. I think that people that are doing that are making a mistake. I think it's just worse than Iron Man in bounce. Being forced to go off on turn 5 is a big glowing neon sign to your opponent that you're going to drop Gorr. So I could see it in a werewolf bounce shell better than a classic bounce, but I haven't really seen much werewolf bounce, or at least no one that I know is really messing with that. It is very good in various mid-range shells. I don't know if it's better than Red Hulk in every deck, but I think it's better than Red Hulk in enough decks that Red Hulk just sort of disappears for a while. I don't know if it's better than Magneto once more. Like Magneto's ability is still a lane winner, right? Like it's still a stealer. It depends what you're running. I saw someone throw this in a Scream deck, right? I'm like, I don't know. Like I feel like I'd still rather have Magneto there at that point, right? Like, or just not run Magneto, run Cannonball and Arrow. But Gorr's a big body. Is he the best 6-drop in the game? My personal opinion is that's still alive. I think that Alioth is still probably better than Gorr most of the time, at least in decks that can play for prio, right? So Gorr is very good. I think that he's going to stick as very good. If you're the type of person who likes to play big cards, then I think you should probably own Gorr. But I don't think like if you have Red Hulk and you don't, and like you want to play like not straight up negative decks, right? Like decks that can run Gorr and you just run Red Hulk, you'll be fine most of the time.
Yeah. I want to mention one tip because I think this is a small interaction that I think might catch you off guard.
Strong.
If the chi interaction, yeah. If the Gorr is at 9 power, you can play your chi on that Gorr because as soon as Shang-Chi is on the board, it counts as an on-reveal card and it turns into 11 power Gorr, and thus you can Shang-Chi it. So just a little tip, just in case you're ever in a situation where you're like, oh, the Gorr's 9 power, what am I going to do? You can Shang-Chi it.
Nice. Were you in chat when that knocked me out of a diner?
Yeah, I was in that, but
when
also
we all
happened to
learned
me
that
too.
Together.
Yeah. No, it's a cool interaction. Look, this card is like, I think the key to remember how when Blob came out, people will just slap Blob into any deck because it's like, okay, I won by playing like scalers and things like that on one lane, and then here's Blob. And I think this can fall into the similar case where you don't need to run any like top cost cards like 6 or 5 costs. You can just run your basic stuff, like your Malekith anti-venom kind of stuff that's running around. Like you can run that shell and just have Gorr as like your one lane winner, right? So yeah.
Oh man, anti-venom's gotta love this card.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
0 cost and you're giving it a +1 buff.
Yeah.
So my favorite version of this, the one I've enjoyed most, is I don't know who made it, but I should know who made it. Maybe Ika remembers. But you go anti-venom and you hit either this or Iron Man, and then you can frigate it. So you're I don't remember who made it.
It was a space. It was someone in your chat.
It was space. Yeah, it was space. Yeah, okay. But yeah, you just go. He made that specifically for me because he's like, I know you're in love with anti-venom right now, and I am. And then like if you hit Gorr or Iron Man, you just get the extra copy, and it's absurd. It's utterly absurd.
Yeah, that's nice.
All right. Any final Gorr thoughts? Are we ready to go?
Let's go. Let's go to our topic for the day.
All right, so we're going to do thankfulness and Snap. Not only is it Thanksgiving, the Snap community has been stupidly negative lately, including myself. I'm not exempting myself. I did a whole, oh my God, do I hate series drop video. So with that the case, we are going to go over 10 different topics and talk about things we like in Marvel Snap, basically for video. If you want all the negativity stuff, go check that other video I made where I bitch for 40 straight minutes.
Or just
this
open
is going to be like an hour of straight positivity. All good?
Yep.
All right. Let us begin with Thankfulness and Snap number 10. A content creator, big and growing, you can do 2, that you are thankful for. We'll go RockDaBby, Ika, Gunny, me. So, RockDaBby,
right.
A content creator, Marvel Snap, that you are grateful for.
I'm pretty grateful for Cozy. I love all his work, all the work he puts into his videos, and the amount of time he puts into it. You could really see. I loved watching the Snapchat on Mondays. I watch both episodes on Mondays, so I enjoy that stuff and his little videos in between. And he started to do lore videos as well. That was pretty cool. Yeah. I did like that. The growing, I would say it would have to be like the Red Snap, or just for the the new card content because everybody's leaving on that front.
Cool.
With with Drewberry and Docty leaving, so. But the Red Snapper, he's been pretty cool. Does a has nice graphics going on it, and has cool opinions, cool thoughts. So that's my take on those guys.
Sweet. Mr. MTS.
Let me shout out Dexter. What a wholesome man. Always, whenever I hop into his streams, he's always just chill. Like, he's like the definition of the meme, just a chill guy. Yeah, I love that he doesn't like really, how do I say this, claw into a lot of drama. He just he plays the game. He loves the game, and he loves to play it. So that's the big one. For growing, I got to shout out Toxic Soul King.
Hey, that's what I was going to say.
What a great guy. Another nice, chill. His streams are really fun. He's he reminds me of my streams in the sense that it's like, good music in the background, fun vibes, good gameplay, very good player as well. Remember that. So yeah, that's my picks for that.
All right, so my person I'm most thankful for here is actually you, Glazer, and I, this isn't like because I'm on your show or anything, but quite honestly, I wouldn't be where I am today, making the tournaments that I am, working the creator gauntlet that I was able to work without the start that Glazer gave me. Right, he gave me a platform in which to start showcasing my talents. Gave me the opportunity even before that to whenever I started making content, and then that switched into running tournaments. But the start all came from Glazer, and we've been working together for about a year now. And that's pretty awesome. I really appreciate that so much. And not only for me, he does it for community members all around the Snap community. And he's such a pillar of the community, especially a real branch between like the up and coming, the people who just want a chance, and the big time, right? And Glazer, you may not think it always, but you are big time. You're right up there in my books with Cozy, with Dexter, with Dara, with Regis, all those guys, right? You are big time. You're a big dude. I really appreciate it. And then a cop-out answer for my growing one would also be Glazer over on Twitch.
Oh,
Pulse Glazer on Twitch, right? Just started that up recently. But another growing one, and I don't even know if we can really consider him growing. He's been going for a long time, but I enjoy Gregor a whole lot.
Yeah,
his inclusivity with the community is just really, it's phenomenal. I met him in person, such a genuine human being, someone I would love to hang out with any day of the week. So Gregor is my growing. Again, he's kind of like that medium level, so not necessarily like small time, but not quite up to the top level.
My big guy is going to be the most cliche big guy in the world, but he may have saved the channel. So he gets to be the big guy shouted out without any question. It's Regis.
Regis.
Regis Kilbin was both an incredible guest, incredibly kind in the follow-up. Helped me navigate like all the creator stuff that I had no one that I really like went to with that. I was just like, I'm going to make it up as I go. And now I get like a message asking me how to do X, Y, or Z. And I message Regis and he's always like, here's like an essay about what to do. Thank you for asking. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. So Regis is a machine of content. I watch like all his videos. I always watched all his videos. And like he's the only like not super competitive person I have time to like really get into. Like not like, I mean, I guess he's a friend now, right? But like he was the person I watched even when we weren't friends. And so I'm a big fan. And now that we took Toxic Soul King from me, I don't want to pick a stream team member because that's just cheap, right? So I'm gonna go with Jet. Jet 13 with 5 E's. Jet is absolutely phenomenal at Marvel Snap. He is really fun and friendly and funny. He comes from the Lambie community, and honestly, his streams feel like the most similar to what Lambie streams were back when Lambie streamed Snap. And I'm a really big Jet fan. I enjoy his content an awful lot. And like, there's 50 people I want to shout out, right? Like Guest, Guest could be the big one. Tuccrr could be the big one. Doug Pie could be a small one, right? Like I can shout out like 1,000 people I know this whole community, and I love them, and I watch everybody all the freaking time. But because I don't think I've shouted out Jet ever on this podcast, I'm going to do Jet, who should be on next month, I think, ? And Regis for literally making sure that there's still a channel to do all this stuff on.
Regis was my number 2, just because I love his happy. Like, he just seems so happy all the time.
Yeah. Except he did a Marvel Snap sucks right now video.
We could do this whole episode just about talking about other community members. Seriously, there's so many people that have been wonderful to me, helping me out in so many ways, including you, Glazer. Obviously, I wouldn't have all the attention on me that I do now if you didn't feature some of my decks at the beginning when I was very I'm not confident about my skills as a player and things like that. So we could do a whole episode on just the community members, because I think I've been part of many gaming communities. Truly, Snap is one of the best. Best.
Yep. All right. Thankfulness in Snap number 9. What is your favorite thing that is likely coming to Marvel Snap? RockDaBby.
I'm kind of interested in that custom card. Not the custom card. The
Mastery.
Mastery. Yes, Mastery. Let's see. I got a lot of Iron Man splits that I have done, and the split effects as well. This seems pretty cool that they have coming. And hopefully some new game modes. I really liked High Voltage a lot. That was really fun. And I'd say that's my take on it. Yeah.
Mr. Show.
I have to say the draft mode that they're doing, right?
Like, gonna take all my answers this episode. How about?
Well, you made the order. No, look, it's the thing I'm looking forward to. Like, because as a player, the way I play, as some of you might know, is I like deck building, right? Like, I like improvisational playing. I like surprising ways to put some pieces together. But it's getting harder and harder to do that. I think the archetypes are already kind of sort of made, and you're just kind of swapping cards in and out, and it's very hard to be creative anymore. And draft mode would feed me. It would put some jolt in my what's in the yap in my step or something like that. Or, anyways, that's the one I'm looking forward to.
All right, so my answer is I am so thankful for things that are coming up. It would be big tournaments that are coming to the larger community. That's all I'll really say there. But I know some things, and I'm very thankful that next year we should be seeing some more stuff on the tournament front that is not grassroots supported.
You hear that, Di Cavallo? Come back to us. All right. I'm most thankful for the rework to card acquisition. I think that it's actually. I think that this most recent, I don't know what even to call it. Exodus? Is that too harsh? But I think this most recent Exodus was a wake up call, and basically every creator has been talking to Second Dinner about this, right? And they seem to be taking it seriously. So I'm very thankful that I truly believe. I don't know if it's going to happen in the next 3 months, but I would be surprised if it were more than 6 months. Is my guess. Like, not inside information, guess. We know that they're going to do another series drop in the next 3 months, so I'd assume in the 3-ish months after that, they get to this new fix. And, while I don't expect it to be perfect, I expect it to be better, to make more sense. And I'm really, really excited to hopefully put the, for the first time since I started playing Marvel Snap, hopefully put the how we get cards conversation behind us. Because, oh my god, is that conversation exhausting.
Yeah, I hope that whatever rework they end up doing is just scalable. So I don't want them to build something they're locked into and it takes forever to have to rework again. If they build a system where they can go all right, let's adjust it this way some, adjust it that way some, so that way it works obviously financially for them. Because at the end of the day, we need them to make money so that way they can keep the game alive. But in a way that also just allows players to play the game, to get into the game. That's it, period. I want players to be able to get into the game or come back to the game. Those two things are the most important.
I just want this stated because I don't think I said this in my video, and it's a positive. I have a video about min-maxing to get the most cards, and came to the conclusion that you could have basically every card with the season pass. And things have gotten big enough that that's not true. But I talked about this on a stream where I watched a bunch of people quitting Marvel Snap videos and talked about it. And I was like, you can get 80 to 90% of the cards by just buying the season pass and min-maxing really efficiently. And a few people in chat were like, no, you absolutely can't. And then a bunch of other people in chat are like, no, we did it. We are doing it. Here's how we did it. We watched the video, we did it. It happens. You do it too?
I do it. That's all I get is a season pass as well. And I'm about, I think it's 7 cards from incomplete.
Yeah.
So
again, it feels terrible, right? But it's worth reminding yourself, even as you're frustrated, if you decide to min-max this system is not ungenerous. It's uncomfortable. It feels bad. But the system itself is viable. Sorry, I feel like I had to say that because I'm so negative.
That's why I focused on the returning and the new players, because the people who are in here, we're in here.
Yeah.
We've got most of the stuff. We already know how to do it, but attracting new players is so hard.
Returning is a problem too with this system, right? Because you have to consistently buy the season pass and use your resources well. And when you fall behind on that because spotlights don't happen regularly, if you're missing 7 cards, but 4 of them are from the last month, those 4 aren't showing up again anytime soon. And that's just an utter nightmare. So yeah. But Thankfulness and Snap are artist or variant type, and favorite of those if you have one. So RockDaBby, who's your favorite artist, or what is your favorite type of variant in Snap?
My favorite artist is the Pichimoko. I love that style. The new Nightmare one was really cool and all that. I wasn't able to get any of those cards, with the gold and all that. But the Pichimoko definitely is my favorite artist. Variant type, I would say like that, or I do like the babies as well. RockDaBby. I do like those baby variants. Me and my wife get a kick out of just when we do open up a random baby one in our spotlight or in our caches, and that's I like to get the avatars with the baby avatars as well. So
I've never spent on an avatar still to this day.
No, I mean like the Infinity Border avatars. I get
nice.
Yeah, the baby ones.
Ika?
All right, I'm going to shout out a new one. I believe it's Vincenzo Riccardi.
Oh man, his work is great.
Yeah. My God, my jaw was on the floor when the album dropped. With all the I guess Silver Surfer cards. I guess Silver Surfer itself as a variant. If I was loaded, I would be getting that in no time. I did get a couple. I love the Polaris one, even though it's been pointed out that the artist kind of messed up by keeping the shells of the bullets that the Polaris is stopping in there, but it's visually so striking. I've been staring at their work on Twitter for other stuff that they do, because as an artist myself, I get inspired by other artists, right? And some of the way that they're approaching background, just simply the background of piece is just incredible. So yeah, that's what I'm thankful for.
Yeah, my favorite would have to be Dan Hip all the way around. I just love all the cards. They're so fun. They're so easy to look at. Especially, I play a lot on my phone, so Dan Hips are very easy to view from my phone. The colors pop, so I think those are my favorites, and they're really fun to collect. And I think my favorite out of them would probably be the Cosmo. The Cosmo Dan Hip is pretty cool and special to me. What about you, Aaron?
So it would be Hip, but I knew you were going to say that, so I'm going to go with Maria Wolf. Absolutely love Maria Wolf variants. I think that her art is amazing. Maria Wolf and I believe his name is Ryan Brown are my 2 favorite specific artists I know through Snap. There's a few others I really, really enjoy. James McKelvey, Alex Ross, etc. But they're artists I know from elsewhere, right? That just happen to also make their art is repurposed for Snap. Kirby. But as far as Marvel Snap people, Maria Wolf is my go-to. And let us go to favorite thing about playing the game / the Marvel Snap metagame. RockDaBby.
The favorite thing about playing the game is always trying to figure out the game. Honestly, it's a puzzle every time you step onto the playing field. There's a new deck is created, or there's an OTA, or a patch, and you just gotta figure out what you gotta do to beat them. You know, that's the puzzle part of it is my favorite thing of it.
Ika?
All right, I'm gonna say that my favorite thing about it is that you can, and I think I need to asterisk this first, because whenever we talk about like best decks, especially I think Glazer, when you mention like these are the best decks and things like that, we mean that like if you are equal in terms of skill with your opponent, right? Like you have to remember that if you are better than your opponent, you can win with any deck. You can be successful with anything, really. I lost 5th round of Infinite Conquest with someone who played complete nonsense. They had Agent Venom with Atuma. What? I lost to that. I lost 5th round of Infinite Conquest to that. You can win with anything as long as you are a good player. And I think I love that about that. You can retreat, you can go all in, you can do whatever you want. You're given tools to express your skill outside of just whatever cards you put in your deck, right? So I think that's what I like about metagame.
What I like about you. All right. So I think my favorite thing about the metagame is infinite diversity. How changing 2 cards can completely change how a deck feels. Like one of the most like figuring out the right of the new 4 drops to run has been genuinely a joy. And I'm going to count Wiccan as a new one, but like Wiccan, Anti-Venom, Malekith, and figuring out which of those to run, when you want to run Lad, when you want to cut Wiccan, which I thought would never be the one to be cut, and now that's like the one being cut. Like just the sheer variety in what that means for your deck, because every time you make one of those changes, there's like 4 other changes you make in the deck, right? Like, because if you're running Wiccan, now you're running like Kate Bishop, and now you want to cut Kate Bishop. But do you need to cut Kate Bishop if you want like the extra cost curve filler for X, Y, or Z? And just the sheer variability of finding all these different things to do is an absolute joy. I love how interactive and how every decision made in Marvel Snap creates like 7 more decision trees. And figuring out the right answer is something that often just takes a shit ton of time, right? Like Malekith bringing Ronan back isn't really something people had on their bingo card right away. There's just a million ways to do things.
Did I miss my answer?
No, go for it.
All right. So my favorite thing about playing a game, metagame, sorry, I just took off for a second there. So if I repeated this, I apologize. But it's how it's constantly evolving. That if you don't like a metagame for a week, even 2 weeks, it's going to change. So just stick in there, do your dailies, get your quests done, find something else to distract you if you're really down on a metagame, because it's going to change. New cards are going to come. And that is absolutely my favorite thing. The balancing that they do is phenomenal. And I say this all the time. I think they're way smarter than we are and that we give them credit for. The way they balance this game just constantly makes old cards that you weren't able to play playable. New cards just balance down a little bit. I mean, look at Agent Venom. Like that, everybody shouted like that wasn't enough. How are you gonna make it 2/5? The deck's not the best deck anymore, right? It was a huge nerf to that deck, but the card's still playable. So good. I think they do a fantastic job most of the time, right? And just how it constantly evolves is way different than any other game I've ever played.
Sweet. All right. I clicked the wrong tab. Next up, community thing. What's your favorite thing about the community? Not like person, thing about the community.
Just everybody coming together and bringing you like yourself as Glazer yourself. Everybody coming together, giving you their thoughts and building new decks and thoughts on the new cards, so you can give out your opinion. And just everybody coming together and building the game to be something that it can be. They put out the cards and they expect us to play them and experiment and find best way to play them. You know?
My favorite thing about the community is the passion. I think because everyone who plays this game in the community recognizes how special the gameplay part of it is, you also see a lot of passion coming from all the content creators or players that want this game to be the best that it can possibly be, and last as long as it possibly can, and reach out to as many people as it possibly can, right? Because it's not about selfishness, right? You don't like, yeah, obviously when you're a content creator, you want more people to play the game so you have more eyes on your content, but it's also the fact that you just want to let people know that, hey, this is an awesome game. You should definitely play this game. This is fun. And I love that passion from the community.
I think my favorite thing is the people. So we luckily have such a great community of people that are always supporting each other. New channels that come around, people will go watch it or give likes, give subscribes or follows on Twitch. Always just chatting and just being generally nice to most of the community. I see very little directed aggression towards community members in particular. Right? Sometimes there will be some angst and some anger towards like the game itself about balancing or maybe like spotlight or say the series drops, things like that. But overall, I don't really see too much hate going towards certain community members. And it's very nice to see, especially coming from such a large community. And there's other communities out there that are not like that. It can be very toxic at times in different communities. And I just don't see that too much in Snap, and I love it.
My favorite thing about the community, as I had to talk myself out of being sarcastic there, when you're like, the community is so positive and everyone's so nice to each other.
All right, so again,
no. I was going to be like, my favorite thing about the community is, and then say player X's name. And I was like, that is so fucked up. I'm not going to do that. But I strongly considered it because my brain is not always nice. My favorite thing about the community is that everyone supports each other. And here's what I like to do. I keep Marvel Snap streams going on the background of most of what I do all day. Sometimes I talk there, sometimes I just leave it in the background. And most of the time when I go to sleep, unless I need to restart my computer or I'm worried about my energy bill, which I've realized is probably largely because I keep doing this, I just leave myself lurking in a stream. And I wake up and I'm just in a new Marvel Snap player stream. And I'm pretty sure that can go infinitely, right? Like, unless you hit the wrong player accidentally, if you just join a Marvel Snap stream and never turn off your Twitch, you will stay in Marvel Snap streams kind of infinitely, and I think that's really cool and really supportive.
Because you just keep getting rated.
Not the case from other communities. What?
Because you'll just keep getting rated to a new stream.
Someone no one just leaves. Everyone's like, okay, I'm going to send you to someone cool, and I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, that's what I meant too.
All right, boop. One good card and one bad card you were thankful for.
Good card. I like Black Bolt. Honestly, I play a lot of Black Bolt. He's a good card. With the combo as well. Not so good card. Well, they say Silver Samurai, but I use Silver Samurai in my deck as well, and I like that one. Yeah. Especially with the Fenris and being able to activate Fenris is pretty cool because I was able to get some guy's Gorr the other day before I hit something else.
Nice.
And
nice.
The Mystique, and I played Super Scroll, activated, and brought back the Mystique, and it copied the Super Scroll.
Nice.
It was nice.
Good card. Magneto. I think that should be the poster card for the game. It has been a card that's been the same since the game has launched and has not changed and has been meta relevant ever since. It's just the perfect card. I love it. Not so good card, Watu. Sometimes I throw Watu in there. Sometimes hey, look, it's sometimes fun to roll the dice sometimes, and you're just like, oh my god, they don't know this location is this, and then you just win the game by that. But yeah, it is still a bad card.
All right, I think my favorite good card, and hands down, has to be Shang-Chi. It just puts a cap on the metagame that allows us to not just play who can put the most points in places. And I think it's so important for the game. Maybe it could be adjusted one way or the other, but just at least having the ability to say no to a lane and have an answer to it, I think is so important. And it's been important since day one. It's a great card and I love it. It's in so many decks. Obviously, it's got one of the highest play rates out there. It is a fantastic card, and I'm so happy it's in the game. And then I kind of took the one not so good card is like, what card am I thankful is not good? And I think Kang. I'm glad Kang's not very good, because I couldn't imagine having to play Kang against Kang all the time and having an extra turn for no reason, right? That'd be so annoying. So I'm glad Kang's not better. I mean, I wish Kang was a better, different card, but I'm glad it's not good in its current way that it is.
All right. Ajax is my choice. I love Ajax. I think Ajax is genuinely an absolute blast to play. He's like damn near perfect design. He's not too strong. He's counterable, but he's really, really good, really useful, and really like incredibly consistent. I think Ajax is just like exactly what I want from a Marvel Snap card. And my favorite bad card is Adam Warlock. And it's for a very simple reason. A, it's one of my favorite comic characters. And B, Adam Warlock has ridiculously good variants. Like, Adam Warlock has some of the best variants in the game.
Yeah.
The card is completely unplayable. When you randomly, like, people are putting it in Arishem, I'm like, no. That's a card you randomly generate or don't play.
Yeah.
But I am totally fine randomly generating it and then remembering all the cool variants and going, ooh, Adam Warlock has good variants. So those are my cards. Cool.
All right.
Next up, card you're most looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to the Moonstone, is it?
Yeah, doubling up the ongoings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that man, it looks pretty crazy, and with Victoria Hand as well, that looks pretty cool. Just for flavor of that month, but to be able to copy all kinds of ongoings and then you could put Onslaught on top of that as well is something that can be very powerful, I think. So I'd say Moonstone is the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Sweet. What are you looking to double with Moonstone most?
That Victoria Hand and Mystique as well. After you play something, and to be able to Mystique into that location, Iron Man Claw, whatever that be.
Nice.
That would be the big play, I would say.
Ika?
I'm gonna looking forward to is funny because I don't know how much I'm looking forward to this one, but Doom 2099 is gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to it because I think we are missing metagame or a contender in the metagame that is just play one card, play another card, play another card, and that's it. That's your game plan. We haven't had that in a while. Everything that has ever popped up like that has been shut down very easily by huge scalers and things like that. So I'm looking forward to have something a little bit different, something that goes wide instead of tall, because the meta has been tall for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, card I'm most looking forward to is actually Victoria Hand. RockDaBby kind of talked about it a little bit, but I'm excited because I think that creates a new deck, right? The Doom, I think 2099 will also create a new style deck, right? Mm-hmm. But Victoria Hand is a completely new deck that is like going off of some of those cards that we haven't seen a whole lot of time or a whole lot lately, which would be like Devil Dinosaur, doing some more collector type stuff. I think it's going to be very fun to see the decks that people create with Victoria Hand. I'm excited to play around with that card.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the best card coming out? Maybe not, but still, it's a new card for a new deck.
Penny Parker.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I'm so
you're
excited.
Hold on. Glazer, you're not looking forward to Penny Parker. What are you looking forward to?
Spider?
Spider.
Yeah. I'm not actually sad about Penny either. I think Penny's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm curious if we can make a just straight up move multiple man deck real. Like,
it's possible.
I don't think we're as far as people think. Look, I'm going to put it in bounce move, right? Bounce move is where I'm playing it. But, like, I think it might also be really, really good in that other deck. And that's worth knowing and worth messing with. I'm excited for it.
My bold prediction is that Penny Parker is going to be the best 2-drop in the game. Everyone's going to put it in every single deck, and it's just going to be the constant.
So if I can go Penny Parker on 2, right? So I'm not sure if this works, right? I just realized I can go Penny Parker on 2, Torch and Spider on 3. Move that Torch Spider because it comes with a built-in move. Frigga that. When I replay my Torch, does it get an extra move? Because I think so.
Maybe
the copy will not have it had its one move.
Well, first of all, you can't play it on 3 because it's a 3 cost, isn't it?
Oh, okay, so it would be 4. So that does break the combo. Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's probably good. If you have to do that on 4, you're fine.
Yeah. Well, it's a good that it's 3 cost because my Wiccan deck will love that.
Yeah, Wiccan's pretty freaking happy. Look, there's a ramp deck here. I don't know what that ramp deck is, but there's a ramp deck here. That's just like I slam things on Penny Parker and then play big cards. I've been waiting for Obihaved, who's another person, smaller creator to shout out. Obihaved created that really cool kitty deck that was just like, I'm going to throw Kitty on Agony, and then I'm going to throw Hulkbuster on that, and then I'm going to Shuri that, and then I'm going to do this and that. Like, that deck runs Hope. Not anymore. Now it just runs Penny Parker, and it's perfectly happy to do so. And, like, yeah. It's going to be really, really strong. I'm excited.
Hello?
All right. Buff and nerf. Could be buff or nerf. What's a buff or nerf you are thankful for from this past
I chose one
little
for
bit?
both.
Could be both. I got one for both, but I'm not assuming everyone does.
The buff or nerf for the past
chunk of time. It could be any time.
Okay. Oh. I nerf. Well, we'll go with the buff.
If you need a second, we can talk. I got some lined up, Rock.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Nika, you already ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Nika.
Okay, I can go. With nerfs, I can just go into any of the ones that we washed out of our mouths, the bad taste that we had. But I'll go with White Widow.
Me too. I hate you.
I'm in your mind. This was a good snap player. No, my God, that card was too good.
So oppressive.
Too good. It was put in any deck and sometimes just win lanes with it. At 2 costs, that just wins lanes is not good for the game. And the buff that I'm thankful is actually Atuma. They nailed it. It's like a brand new card. Atuma was completely unplayable. Yeah, it was playable kind of in like armor, big idiots kind of stuff. But it's so much better now. Like it actually has a home. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's a great buff. My favorite buff was actually Man-Thing, going from 4/5 to 4/7. I think it just highlighted how good the card actually was, and it can carry decks now, winning lanes almost on its own. Such a great buff, and I think a really cool card that's now at a very good spot where, it just wasn't really seeing any play before, especially once Ajax came out. Like, perfect card, love it so much. And then my favorite nerf would have to be Professor X, because it was so painful to play against. I think it created so many bad situations with multiple different types of decks, and nerfing it now has taken that away. So I think it's a better gameplay because of that.
RockDaBby.
On the nerf end, I'm gonna go with the happy for the blob nerf, because the blob and absorbing man stuff, it was a little crazy. I had to break out the Valkyrie a lot. The buffs, I would say that one, I'm not really too sure on that one. That's like my favorite of them.
So my favorite buff is the recent Thanos. He doesn't feel oppressive because the stones still pass, right? The stones are still like utter garbage, except that they draw cards. Oh, I messed up my favorite bad card. Damn it. I had a favorite bad card in mind, and it was tied to Thanos. I really like Angel. Now, I think Angel's really like Angel as a 2/3 is genuinely significantly better than Angel as a 1/2, and I didn't actually believe that until I played it. It's either like it feels bad when you draw it, but like in Thanos, you're less likely to draw it, and it's deck thinning in Thanos that could really use the deck thinning. So I like the Angel change a lot. But yeah, I think Thanos is really, really fun, and it's really, really good without being oppressive right now. And Thanos is in a really good place. I hope they don't tweak it for a while. I think they should just probably leave the stones alone. I think that Thanos teeters on too strong whenever he's good, and I don't think he's too strong right now. I think he's just really good, and I'm very, very happy with that. And my favorite nerf is Arishem, even if I think, based on them asking us, that they're probably going to do something else to that card.
Yeah, that's not
right. Like if they were like, "Hey everyone, how do you feel about playing against Arishem?" That's not something you do to something you're not thinking of changing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I would assume that there's more change to come. I think more change to come is good, but I do like that. I think the changes they've made so far have been good for that card.
Shout out to Spider-Man nerf.
Yeah,
they made a toxic card actually a good card.
That's true.
Yeah.
No. There's a few that I wish would revert. Like Sentry can have his 2 power back now.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sentry anti-venom is real though, by the way. If you haven't had a chance to play it. Like it's like the decks, I've been messing with them. Like they're not consistent, but if you can hit anti-venom, you hit either Sentry or Nihilus with it, you're just like, ooh, I just won. There's no chance they see Sentry and an Nihilus coming down on one turn. You just roll. Really cool. Alright. I cannot press space from here. We have to do it from here, where we do free parking. Free parking. What's one thing you're just, in general, thankful for? Anything you want.
I'm thankful for my family, honestly. I'm thankful for my boys. It was hard for me to have them in the first place. We had to do a little IVF process, and just that's what I'm thankful for. My family and my boys, man. And being able to play the game is awesome as well.
Sweet. Ika?
I mean, I'm thankful for my wife. I'm glad that she doesn't think that this game is silly. Some people can view streaming and engaging with community in this way maybe not the thing to do. And I'm thankful that my wife is happy that I have this community, and I'm also thankful that I have this community. So there you go.
I am super thankful for Mod Supreme Models. That dude is my right-hand man when it comes to anything that I'm running for tournaments, Discord, any of that stuff. And without him, I don't think that we would be where we're at today. I don't think I would be where I'm at for running large-scale tournaments without models. I'm kind of the face of that area, but he is definitely the one that keeps the train on the tracks for sure. Other than that, I'm also thankful for all of the mods that we have over in the Snap Judgments League Discord. All of our alliance leaders, like all of those folks are just fantastic, and our community over there is so awesome. And I don't think they get the appreciation that they deserve. So thank you all for all the work that you do, mostly free. So that's pretty awesome, and I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, one of my dreams, like if I ever get Regis-sized, I'm paying everybody. So I'm thankful that finally, after the long international nightmare, Ika's hair has grown out of the color. And the real Slim Shady is gone. No. He put his head down. You can't see the camera, dear. He put his head down, and as I was talking, I saw it, and I was like, oh my god, I have to. I am not thankful. I am thankful for his mustache. His mustache brings me great.
Mustaches. Everyone's thankful for that.
That's cool.
I'm thankful for the community, man. Like, I don't know where I'd be without it. It's fundamentally changed my life. It's changed my finances. I make a good amount as a teacher, right? New York's not like terrible for paying teachers, but like the cost of living here is also utterly fucking absurd. And money was always tight. I'm not wealthy by any means now, but like this community has allowed me to like not be like, oh my god, like some months as far as like basic necessities. And I'm extremely thankful for all the love and support that have helped me get here.
And I don't know if a lot of people know all of this, but like Glazer's always helping folks out. And I think just you talking about the community allowing you to get a little bit of breathing room, it's also giving you the ability to like do the thing that you love, which is helping people. And a lot of times that means financially.
Yeah. Well, sometimes people need help. So where Ika is now from, it's the best episode of Letterkenny, where someone comes along to the farm asking for help. And one guy looks at him and goes, "When a man asks for help, what do you do?" And he goes, "You help him. That's it. Someone asks for help, you help him."
Yeah,
right.
bud.
Number 1. This should probably have been number 2, and the last one should have been number 1. This isn't going to follow that last thing at all. Next Thanksgiving, I'm flipping these two. All right, deck and style. What's your favorite thing to play in Marvel Snap?
Myself, I like playing that Iron Piles deck that I created. It's just it's Iron Man Tribunal and stuff like that, and it's fun because people just they challenge you, and they're challenging, then they see the Iron Man, then they're like, ooh, and then you just spread everything, and sometimes they just straight up challenge the Iron Man, and all their powers in one lane. I do love playing the Black Bolt Stature with Silver Samurai. They just don't see that combo coming. I put Mysterio, that way I got the Mockingbird a little bit cheaper as well in there, and Fenrir is actually pretty cool because it cheapens the Mockingbird as well in there, and I have the hood for the demon, so there's a little synergy there. It's a very fun deck. I like that, those two styles, 2 decks.
Sweet. Ika?
I love me some surprise decks. I mean, that's what I strive on. I love making a deck that no one knows what you're doing until they figure it out, and then I move on. I love putting some nice little sprinkle some spice in there sometimes. They're like, oh yeah, I know the shell, and then you slap something that they're just not aware of. You get the cubes, you move on. Then the deck becomes popular because Glazer features it, and then I have to make another deck.
But you know what the best part is? I feature it. People go to his stream to see him play, and he's like, "No, I'm done with that."
Yeah, I move on from a deck like every day. But yeah, no, that's part of my personality. I like just a little side note, but I do a lot of things. Like I've acquired a lot of skills and talents throughout my life, and it kind of reflects my in-game creativity, right? I do a lot of things in the game, so I play different stuff all the time, and that's what I love about this game, that you can do little different things all the time.
What would you call the 99 problem style deck, Glazer? I mean, just like do stuff deck.
Yeah. Off meta mid range?
Maybe, I don't know. But that was my favorite.
If you're forcing me to title it off meta mid range,
I don't know. That was my favorite deck to play. What I like about like my favorite deck style is a deck that has a lot of different things to do, making things interact in weird ways. Kind of like what Ika was talking about, doing some weird stuff. People don't know what you're doing. But I like a lot of decision points and a lot of different ways to win instead of like a streamlined win, because it can kind of get a little stale to me over time. So if there's a deck that has like multiple different facets to it, can win in multiple different ways, especially depending on what your opponent's doing, what kind of deck your opponent's playing. Like that is my favorite style of deck, which can a lot of times be like bounce, right? Bounce has a lot of decision points to it and stuff. I'm not very good at bounce. So the 99 problems deck had that nice fit of not being too difficult for me to play, but still had a lot of fun interactions that were just really cool, especially before the rock slide nerf, where it really kind of destroyed the Darkhawk into that deck. But I love, having Spider-Man 29.9 in there with Madam Web. Like that was just fun stuff that people weren't doing.
So
he's pretty big when you after your Aranya. The 99.
Yeah.
After you Aranya, it's nice.
All right, so bounce is my favorite. Obviously, I finally am getting bounce move. Like I'm just like casually winning 70% of my games with it all of a sudden after it not making sense to me for ages. I don't know what happened. It might be the meta, it might be my brain. I have no idea. It's some combination thereof. I'm not actually going to say either of those. My favorite is Malekith decks right now. And whether they're running Wiccan or Anti-Venom, because they're basically always running one of the two, Malekith decks, I think, actually, even the Dex card, I really, really just like Malekith decks. I think decks that sort of use him as a consistency piece are right now, like, they make them more mid-rangey and fun, and they allow for hidden information and combos and counters in ways that I really think are healthy. I like the Ajax versions. I like the Man-Thing versions, the Shang versions. Like, there's a million versions of this. The Wiccan versions that just go big. There's a million versions of this, and that sort of, like, 4-drop heavy mid-range that, like, literally did not exist until Wiccan came out, Man-Thing was buffed, and then they released Anti-Venom and then Malekith, right? And those 4 cards have just birthed, like, all these new decks that just straight up didn't exist forever. They in playing them, they feel a lot like the old Darkhawk Stature Black Bolt decks that I used to really love. The one that, like, the old school one that they nerfed out of existence when they killed Sabu. They feel like those decks, and nothing has felt like those decks in Marvel Snap in a really long time. People would say that, like, the Thena stuff was in this similar vein, but it never played similarly to me, right? That was all about scaling your early game stuff instead of just, like, finding a lot of mid-range corner case wins. And I really like the mid-range corner case wins that having a bunch of heavy 4-drops and the decision trees that forces about which ones you run and when you play them and where you play them and all that stuff. It's really, really, really interesting and consistently fun. Like, there's like 6 different things you can do with Anti-Venom alone. I read that card and knew it was good, and I was challenged on it, and I couldn't figure out why it was better than Iron Lad. But, like, it is, right? It's because Luke Cage, because Frigga, because Iron Man Mystique in one turn, because they don't know what you're doing until on the last turn of the game if you want to hold it. Like, because a million small reasons. Anti-Venom's amazing. Wiccan with the like, I hated Wiccan. When Wiccan was brand new, everyone kept telling me Wiccan was good, and I did not like the early Wiccan deck. I think Wiccan really needed these other 4-drops to sing. And, like, he needed, like, Claw to start seeing play and Iron Man to see more play to really sing. And now Wiccan sings for me, right? Quicksilver is a fucking meta card. Quicksilver is in so many meta decks. Thanks, Yika. That's you, right? I'm pretty sure that's you. No? You weren't the Quicksilver part?
No, I was never on the Quicksilver train. I was on the Pixie train.
Well, duh, it's Wixie, right? I wonder who Quicksilver was. I can look it up if I really needed to. But someone stuck Quicksilver. Like, well, everyone stuck Quicksilver in these at first, and then everyone was told they were wrong and stopped. Yeah. And then, like, a month later, people are like, "But what if we just do it anyway?" And it, like, Quicksilver's in a lot of really good versions of these decks. Like, I just think there's a lot to like in all of this stuff, and it's most of what I play now. It's what I play to, like, I don't know how much time I'm going to have to play over the next few days, but it seems like I'm going to finish the season in top 500 again, which is, like, fine considering I play 250 games a season, 300 games a season in that general vicinity. But, like, 90% of my games, or, like, almost all of my climbing, is just going to be this style of deck. Because I think it's fun and decision tree heavy.
Oh, Brad. And the decision tree there is, like, the important part. I really love a deck that just gives you good decisions to make, that make you feel like you're doing something instead of, like, play this, play that, win.
Yeah.
Or retreat.
That's the only Gorr deck I've really enjoyed playing so far is the I mean, I guess it's 2, right? There's the space one that's running that's doing the Frigga thing with Gorr, Iron Man, Mystique, and then Owie has a Malekith version of the same fucking thing. And, like, that's how I've enjoyed playing Gorr, because it keeps those decision trees going while giving me, like, powerful top end that the opponent can't see coming. I just love it. I think it's super fun. Like, I don't like Gorr. I like those decks, and then Gorr can go in them sometimes, and now I can actually play Gorr.
Yeah, if your deck has decision trees, it also means that your opponent has to make decisions too, and that's the powerful thing about it, right? Like, if you have a deck that, like I mentioned earlier with Doom 2099, which is going to be just one card at a time, you know, if you don't have to make decisions, your opponent doesn't have to make much decisions either. They can decide if they can beat it or not and stay or snap accordingly.
All right. We are on to our final couple segments. We are going to begin with Variant of the Week, where we are just doing a variant we're thankful for. Let's begin. Let's just go in order. Jacinto Doom.
Oh boy. Yeah. This is okay. Look, this is just an excuse to also just talk about Jacinto. I chose the whale version of, although all the Jacinto variants are kind of the on the expensive side. But look, the thing I like about just Jacinto art in general, Kim, yeah, first name basis for sure, does
It's
something with
it's
art.
2 of the 3 same letters as your name.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
They do something with their art that I really appreciate, which is it's not just here's a character in my style. There's a lot of expression, movement, dynamicism. Is that a word?
Got it?
I don't know. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, it's just like, you guys mentioned Den Hip, which I also love Den Hip. All my cards are either Den Hip or not. And something that Den Hip kind of falls into the trap of is here's just a character and there's like not much going on. Where Jacinto's is like so like there's so much going on in their art that I love. Colors, the gestures, and just generally the way they're depicted. I love it.
Right, Angela.
So I chose Pride Angela as really a forefront for all of the Pride variants. I really am appreciative of the Pride variants in the game. I think there's a whole group of people that are underrepresented, and I'm glad that Marvel Snap has stuck to their colors and said that we would like to represent these people. They are people and they deserve representation, and I'm really glad that the community has stood behind that, and that we have these cards in the game. Very important to me. And the Angela one is, I think, just the best of the bunch. I really love it.
Yeah, that's nice.
I picked the Maria Wolf Echo. I did not get this the first Spotlight week. When it came back, Spotlights were the extra expensive ones, and this is the one I knew I was buying because it's gorgeous. I have this in gold with a rainbow crackle, and let me just tell you, as gorgeous as that variant is, I'm not even sure it's better than just the regular background with a nice border. Like, this is absolutely gorgeous. It's one of the most perfect models in existence.
Yeah, I got the null here, the Pichimoku null, because this card it just talks to me. It's like has so many different elements to the fading and the colors, and I really like the Pichimoku style, and I'm not much of a destroy bro, but I just like that card myself. So that's why I chose that one. I like that Pichimoku null.
Sweet.
Can I say one thing first? Sorry. About the art, just in general. I'm also thankful that Second Edition didn't go through with their deal with the studio that had AI.
Me too.
Art.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm seeing more and more corporations and studios just crumble to the pressure of AI and just start implementing AI stuff in their whatever commercials or workflow, whatever. Thank you for not doing that for this game. We can move on. Thank you.
All right. RockDaBby, why should people follow you?
Just new up and coming, just trying to make a name for myself and bring a different style to the game. I like to create my own decks. It really started out from just the grind of not having the cards and trying to figure out what to play. So I never really changed from that. Just trying to, keep going and keep build it up as much as I can and see where I can take it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. So I think you should follow RockDaBby because his vibe is extremely chill. It's a good time. It's original decks. It's someone who's created from a place of lower collection level of not wailing out. So it's really, really helpful for those players who aren't super high CL who want to go find decks that they can play. I strongly urge you go check out RockDaBby. You're gonna find a really, really great vibe, and yeah, enjoy.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Next up, we are on to Ika. Why should people follow you?
because you are very cool, and if you're cool, look, I've done the spiel already, but if you're looking for good gameplay, where you can watch someone with the thought, like deck building thought process, my channel is the place to go. I often cook live on when I'm streaming, and I love taking input from my viewers. It's like a collaborative work, and I think where we exchange ideas about deck building and what the meta requires and it does not require is really fun and interesting. So if you're into that kind of stuff and you want to see how the sausage is made per se, come to Twitch and follow me on Twitter if you want to see good decks. That's where I post the decks that I cook on Twitch. So there you go.
Definitely follow you on X for sure.
Or, well, don't get Twitter. But if you are already a bad decision maker, then yes.
Yeah, that's right. Or
Blue Are you Sky. Also posting as a Blue Sky?
Are you posting on Blue Sky? Do I even follow you on Blue Sky yet? I never remember to open Blue Sky. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I try. I cross post everything. So nice. Ika-M.
So you got to teach me how to do that once we're done with this video. All right. Is it like automatic, or do you just manually?
No. I literally just copy.
I'll bother guest. I think guest has a real way to do it. All right. Okay. So, you know how I say I give you the best decks before anyone else? Well, you can cut me off at the pass and just go watch Ika. Like, Ika's featured more than anyone on the channel. I'm pretty sure it's about 3 or 4 times a week at this point. Like, he just comes up with amazing meta decks, like, consistently. When new cards come out, part of my process is I go, what do you think of this? Like, what kind of shells are we looking at? So, yeah. If you want the best decks, you want the best brews, you want some brews that are going to fail spectacularly but be hilarious when they do so sometimes, go check out Ika. So you'll get amazing meta decks and spectacular fireworks. So really, really great deal. And a mustache. And the blonde is almost washed out.
That's right. We're moving away from blonde era.
Oh. All right. You should go Silver Fox era. All right. Certain tier support on our Patreon come with honor thanks. I'm going to say thank you to 1 million patrons as fast as humanly possible. Thank you to Abigail Kisa, Metature, Renee, regardless, ABG, Phil, Dirty, Casual, Danton, LAB, FaThorNewman, Good Dog Gamer, Inc., I'm Frostman, Jane, Everything, Poker, Prime, Brian, Reinberg, Ryan Wood, Heretics League, Quarry, Archangel 3K, Black Dahlia, Parafrost, The Goat Seeker, Hollow, Quid Pro, Joe, Snap Decisions, Joe, Fat Nick, Mr. Kerfuffle, Ginger Prime, Philip Rakovich, Haplo, Kenny Logs of the Danger Zone, Rob Silverman, The Bizza, Black Jeebus 23, Exorcy, Skippy G, Jessica Gamble, Tommy Nyquist, Kinker Bros, Grey Kazoo, Kevsiota, Lunacris, Corwin, John Q, Jim McHugh, Clam, Colonel Forbin, 8th Stage, Models, Mod Supreme, Green Goblin, Unibot, Flan, 56, Steven, Frank Coffin, Tristan H. Martin, Jason B, The Fuzzy Spectrum X, Hoot, Matt H, DJ Mike, Jake Snowflex, Ocularis, Mr. Craig Terry, PG, Zodric, The King of Canada, Denman Falcon, Jonesy, Two Ties, The Great Lawrence, The Pirate King Tuccrr, and of course, GunnyT, where the T stands for. You tell me, Gunny.
It stands for Thanksgiving. Woo!
All right. Thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful episode, RockDaBby.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. It was awesome. Glad to be here, man.
Gotta come back soon.
Yeah.
Mr. Ika, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Lovely to hang out with you, Glazer, Gunny. Nice meeting you. It was a pleasure to be here. What a fun, positive episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
The community needed it.
It did.
As always.
It's always a pleasure hanging out with you, Aaron. I know we do it sometimes when we're not only podcasting.
We do.
Not as much recently as we had
not
in the past.
Not as much when I'm driving anywhere. You're so busy.
Oh, man, I am so busy right now. Things should calm down. We have some light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to get better at work. Man, I'm getting crushed right now. With all these 5:30 in the morning briefs, I have to wake up at 4 a.m. It's crazy. Waking up at 4 a.m. is awful.
5:30 in the morning boxers. Briefs are too tight for 5:30 in the morning. With that, thanks. Don't unsub. Peace and love, everybody.